For decades, Mercedes-Benz has built some of the most recognizable and respected cars in the automotive world. The brand has always been associated with luxury, engineering precision, and timeless design. But something interesting happens to certain cars as time passes. While many vehicles simply depreciate and disappear from the roads, a few special models slowly begin to gain appreciation among enthusiasts. These cars start as used vehicles, then they become sought-after classics. Their values begin to stabilize, collectors start paying attention, and suddenly the market realizes that these cars represent something special, a unique moment in automotive history. Future classics are not always the most expensive models when they are new. Sometimes they are the cars that perfectly capture the spirit of their era, the cars that combine strong engineering with iconic design, or the cars that enthusiasts remember with nostalgia years later. Today we're going to look at 7 Mercedes models that have all the ingredients to become future classics. Some of them are already gaining popularity among collectors, while others are still surprisingly affordable, at least for now. Let's begin with number 7, Mercedes-Benz C55 AMG. The C55 AMG is one of those cars that quietly slipped under the radar when it was new, but enthusiasts are starting to appreciate it more every year. What makes the C55 AMG special is its personality. Unlike modern performance cars that rely heavily on turbochargers and electronic assistance, this car delivers a very raw and mechanical driving experience. Under the hood sits a naturally aspirated 5.4-liter V8 engine. The sound alone is enough to make the car memorable. It produces a deep, aggressive tone that reminds drivers of a time before strict emissions rules and turbocharged downsizing. Another reason the C55 AMG has future classic potential is its rarity. It was produced for only a short period, which means relatively few examples exist compared to other AMG models. Combine that with the compact size of the C-Class platform and the powerful V8 engine, and you get a car that feels like a small muscle car disguised as a luxury sedan. Enthusiasts are already beginning to search for clean examples, which is often the first sign that a car is starting its journey toward classic status. 6. Mercedes-Benz SLK55 AMG. The SLK55 AMG represents something that is becoming increasingly rare in modern sports cars, a naturally aspirated V8 in a small roadster. At the time it was introduced, this combination seemed almost excessive. A compact convertible with a large V8 engine sounded almost absurd, but that's exactly what made the SLK55 so exciting. The car offered explosive acceleration, incredible engine sound, and surprisingly agile handling thanks to its relatively small size. But beyond performance, the SLK55 also has strong design appeal. The R171 generation features sharp lines and a classic long hood sports car profile that still looks attractive today. Another factor helping its future classic status is the shift in the automotive industry. As manufacturers move towards smaller turbocharged engines and electrification, naturally aspirated V8 sports cars are becoming increasingly rare. That rarity alone could push the SLK55 AMG into collector territory over the next decade. 5. Mercedes-Benz CLS63 AMG. When Mercedes introduced the CLS, it created an entirely new category of car, the 4-door coupe. The W219 CLS immediately stood out with its sleek roofline and elegant proportions. It looked far more dramatic than traditional luxury sedans, and many people considered it one of the most beautiful Mercedes designs of the 2000s. The CLS63 AMG took that design and added serious performance. Powered by a naturally aspirated AMG V8 engine, the car delivered both luxury and muscle. It could cruise comfortably on long highway drives, while also providing thrilling acceleration when the driver wanted it. Because the CLS was such a bold design experiment, the first generation now represents a unique moment in Mercedes history. It was the car that proved 4-door coupes could be successful. Cars that define new segments often become classics later, and the W219 CLS63 AMG fits that pattern perfectly. 4. Mercedes-Benz SLS AMG. Some cars are destined to become classics the moment they are introduced, and the SLS AMG is definitely one of them. This car was developed by AMG almost entirely from the ground up, making it a very special project for the performance division of Mercedes. The most obvious feature of the SLS is its iconic gullwing doors, a tribute to the legendary 300 SL from the 1950s. These dramatic doors immediately give the car a sense of theater and make it stand out wherever it goes. But the SLS is much more than a visual statement. Under the hood sits one of the greatest engines AMG has ever produced, a naturally aspirated 6.2-liter V8, known for its incredible sound and power delivery. Because the automotive industry is rapidly moving toward electrification, cars like the SLS AMG represent the end of an era. Large, naturally aspirated engines and dramatic supercar designs are becoming increasingly rare. For that reason, many collectors already consider the SLS a modern classic. 3. Mercedes-Benz E55 AMG. The W211 E55 AMG is famous for one thing: brutal supercharged power. While many AMG models relied on naturally aspirated engines, the E55 AMG used a supercharged V8 that produced massive torque. The result was a luxury sedan capable of shocking acceleration. Despite its performance, the E55 AMG also maintained the comfort and practicality expected from an E-Class. It could easily serve as a daily driver while still delivering sports car levels of performance. Another reason the E55 AMG is gaining attention today is its mechanical character. The supercharger whine, combined with the deep V8 sound, creates a driving experience that modern, turbocharged engines struggle to replicate. Because of this unique personality, enthusiasts are starting to recognize the W211 E55 as one of the most exciting AMG sedans ever built. As clean examples become harder to find, its status as a future classic becomes more and more likely. 2. Mercedes-Benz CL65 AMG. The CL65 AMG represents the absolute peak of Mercedes excess during the 2000s. This luxury coupe was designed for customers who wanted the most powerful and exclusive Grand Tourer Mercedes could offer. Under the hood sits a massive twin-turbocharged V12 engine that produces enormous torque. The power delivery feels effortless, making the car incredibly fast despite its large size. But performance is only part of the story. The CL65 AMG was also packed with luxury features, advanced technology, and high-quality materials throughout the interior. It was essentially a flagship S-Class, transformed into a dramatic two-door coupe. Because these cars were extremely expensive when new, production numbers remained relatively low. Limited production, combined with the unique V12 engine, makes the CL65 AMG a strong candidate for future collector interest. As the automotive industry moves away from large 12-cylinder engines, cars like this become increasingly special. 1. Mercedes-Benz S600. Taking the top spot is one of the most legendary Mercedes vehicles ever built, the W140 S600. The W140 generation of the S-Class is often remembered for its over-engineering. During development, Mercedes engineers were given enormous resources to build the best luxury sedan possible, with very few cost limitations. The result was a car that felt incredibly solid and durable. Thick body panels, complex engineering solutions, and extremely high build quality made the W140 feel almost indestructible compared to many modern vehicles. The S600 version was the ultimate expression of that philosophy. Powered by a smooth and powerful V12 engine, the car delivered effortless performance while maintaining incredible comfort and refinement. Many enthusiasts consider the W140 the last S-Class, built during the era when Mercedes prioritized engineering perfection above all else. Because of that reputation, the W140 S600 has already begun attracting serious attention from collectors. Clean, well-maintained examples are becoming harder to find, and many experts believe this model will continue to grow in value over the coming years. Final thoughts. The journey from used car to classic is unpredictable, but certain models clearly have the right ingredients. Strong engineering, unique design, limited production, and memorable driving experiences all play a role in determining which cars will be remembered decades later. Some of these cars are already becoming collector favorites, while others are still surprisingly affordable for now. But as enthusiasts continue to rediscover these machines, their reputation will likely grow, and that's often the first step toward becoming a true automotive classic. If you enjoyed this video and want to see more content about legendary cars and future classics, don't forget to like the video, subscribe to the channel, and support the channel for more automotive content.